You ever looked at a key fob and wondered, somebody at this company had to design this thing? I'm sure it was a fun job. Turn the key, wait for the beep, 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 and go. Great thing about the cold start about this car is, even though it's kind of loud when you first start it, as soon as you let it warm up, there it goes. Now you can go into kind of stealth mode, kind of. What is up, guys? David here for another vloggity vlog, and I hope that every single one of you is having a wonderful day. And oh my gosh, Florida trip, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Now, the Florida trip is something I had been wanting to do for ages, and I didn't really know how I was gonna do it. I didn't know if I was gonna have to do like an extended stay at a hotel or have to find a way to budget it like just right to time it. But then the golden ticket emerged when my friend James was getting restationed. So he was like, hey dude, I'm moving to Tampa and I know you want to do some stuff in Tampa. Plus, I have 3 cars and there's only one of me, so can you help drive one of my cars down? So I'm like, oh yeah, man, that's totally fine. I can do that. Have a nice little road trip down to Florida. And then he told me what I was driving, and I was driving his S15. But other than that, driving the car was very cool. It was a very interesting experience. If you hadn't seen the reviews and stuff, you can go watch that. But it was very cool. Drove it all the way down. We stopped in Savannah and visited Sean, the owner of Nessa, because he got restationed as well in Savannah, and now he's like off in Germany already. He got shipped somewhere else. So all my friends, they moved away. But other than that, we made it down to Tampa, and the first thing we did was take Jasmine off the trailer, unpacked a few boxes, you know, get him nice and settled in, and then we took Jasmine for a test drive. Jeff, his roommate, got in the passenger seat, and we cruised along, and I was in the back seat, and there's a road. There's no one around, 4 lanes wide. And so with that road, you're like, okay, you know, we're not bothering anybody, whatever. I'm in the back seat. So James does a test hit. He brake boosts and just goes. And this thing is so violent. I mean, out of all the cars I've ever driven, Jasmine is still by far the most violent and honestly kind of the scariest. It's still kind of the most nerve-wracking because you're just so all over the place, but you've already heard this story like 10 times, so let's move on. You know, we're riding along, having a good time, and right when we get to the next stoplight, a Tampa cop gets right next to us. He looks at us and we're like, oh no. And he looks at us and he goes, listen, I know the car is hot, but just cool it down. And he drove away. And we were just utterly shocked. You know, he saw the entire thing happen, and that would never happen here, ever. Already a pretty good first impression of Florida. So in that week, or like week and a half, I filmed around 14 videos total, and most of them being reviews. And it was so amazing of all of you to email me when I made the announcement I was coming down. I got such an amazing variety of cars, and that was the goal. I got a classic, which was really interesting to drive. I finally got a Supra, finally collaborated with one of my buddies at TRC. TRC was such a great time. Got to really experience the power of real street, and that was an awesome time. But a few things were kind of annoying, you know, like the Florida sun is so bright, and here in Virginia it's really not that bright. It's not as much open space, and sometimes the sun would go into the lens just right and you could see every little dust particle on the lens, and I felt like such an idiot when I got into editing back here in Virginia. Oh no, are my videos ruined? So I had to kind of edit around that. Occasionally there were times where you just couldn't get around it, but thankfully it wasn't too bad in the end. It was a little annoying for me, but I don't think people got that annoyed by it. So I did everything from Supras to Vipers to a classic to an SC300, which was so calm. It was really cool because I did that car last, and it was like the cool down. It's like after you did a really hard workout, you know, doing all these other intense cars wears you down, whether you like it or not. So when I finally did the SC300, I was like, I can just lay back and just chill. I also hung out with Tiffany Moore at the Florida Street Scene Meets up at Cars and Carts in St. Petersburg, Florida. And that was always a great time meeting subscribers. One car that I've had a hard time reviewing is, say, a modified SRT4. And I'm joking with the owner, Nick, at Cars and Carts about how I can't get my hands on one because they keep having problems before the review. And right when I said that, he had a flat tire in the front. And right then and there, I helped him change the tire. And I'm just like, the curse of the SRT4 is strong with this one. I also went to West Palm Cars and Coffee and met some great subscribers as well, and the event was fantastic. I would love to like have a small place in Florida one day in the future of my life, but there's only one thing that's really stopping me from looking into doing car reviews there, or living there ever, is because there's not curvy roads like anywhere. I was told about one curvy road outside of Tampa or Clearwater, and they're like, yeah, there's this road ironically called Patterson Road, and it's like 4 miles long. I'm like, 4 miles, that's it? I might be wrong, but you get the picture. You know, here in Virginia, I can do a car review right, fairly close into the country and get nice bank turns, but everywhere there is flat and straight, and that's all you get. But it also shows why so many cars are built for going flat and straight. Another big shout out I want to say is to James, the person that let me drive the S15 down and everything. He was kind enough to help out on some of the reviews when, I was so tired, as you guys can imagine. Sometimes I was doing 2 reviews a day and just cramming everything in, which is so unhealthy. And he was there to, give me a little bit of support. So Florida trip, in the end, was it great? Absolutely. I enjoyed my time so much. The people are great, the car meets are great, the cars are great, the community is great. So in the end, I would just like to thank everybody I met in Florida for supporting me, and also all of you guys for sticking around and knowing that I was there to bring content and film as much as I can while I was away. So the question of the day is where's your favorite place to road trip to? What's your favorite place to drive to? Let me know in the comment section below. All of my t-shirts, my Twitch streams, and the delicious Jerky XP website is in the description below with my coupon code. So I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a fantastic day. Vlog.